Good evening, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. So sorry for the wait. Where is that audio coming from? I'm hearing myself play back. Well, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to my patrons before we begin. A big shout out to Elliot, Jade Lunaire, Spam Chip144, Juniper Turn, Cloaked Pelt 29, Aelin, Aaron Tash, Kiyumi, KitKat 0406, Gwendolyn Adams-Bone, Azura Akamore, Canuck, Emma, Knock on Wood, Nobody at All, Agatha, RageCat 888, Amy Wires, The Octahat, Evelyn Puppy, D-Zib, Rosebound, Nunberg, Fish Salad, Antari Akiyama, Sarha Smith, Valkyr Tenno, Rylanor, the fan of a truly iconic Foxo, Galahad, Salgor Agaris, Marisa Kasudasame, Benefer the Potato, Genetic Zero, ZT Mackin, Songbird, Kyra, Void Dweller, Teeth for 5, Morning Owlet, Chrysalis, Elster's Shiny Things, Tarsies, Jessica, Amy Olgers, Tiny Portal, Chloe, Bear the Space Witch, Ellipses, CM Fireflies, Some Guy, Ghost 48, Joanna, Indigo, Aelon, Kai, Danny Babani, TGS Readable Vaporeon, Eden, Mick Shepard, Captain Aardvark 986, Lily Adams, Hazel, Archibald, Bluegoo, Alice, Kulik 92, Prophecy Fulfilled, DFA Plays, Robot Waifu, and Bloodmoth. Thank you so very much for all of your support. It truly means the universe to me. If you wish to become an active patron member yourself, feel free to click the link in the description down below to visit my Patreon page. And again, thank you. With that out of the way, hello again. I know I sound a little bit off and a little bit tired, and I am a little bit trembly still, because before the stream started, I went out, I walked to the local fast food joint, and I got myself a treat, because I figured why not? And I also asked if they had any positions open there, and I might be an employed Foxo very soon. I'm crossing my fingers for it. I am hoping. I'm praying. But it's very good to see you, Nyx, Ty Marshall, Guinevere, and Emma. Hello. Hello. But yes, I am hoping indeed that it's the case. It may or may not be the case. We'll find out. Hey, Simonor. And thank you for the good looks, Nyx. And Emma. I'm doing the best I can, Ty Marshall. How are you doing? Yep, last we checked, we are level 28 in the number 1 reactor. Nick says, currently inhaling Sharpie fumes because of my homework. I'm sorry to hear that, Ty Marshall. I know that things are a little bit hectic right now. It's never that fun. I recently started playing another Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy VI, the one before this one. Gotta say, it made me laugh hysterically one moment and then sob hysterically the next. If you know, you know. I wasn't aware that they could make me cry quite so hard. Which, I mean, that's on me. I played Final Fantasy X through to the very end. I know that the writers at Square and, Square Enix are incredibly talented, and they can make, you feel so many emotions. Watching Guinevere plushie spin all day? As for me, I've not been watching a plushie spin in circles. I've been doing a lot of things, but not that. One of the things that I have been doing is recording. Before this stream, as a matter of fact, and before I went out and got myself a treat, I also sat down and did 2 recordings. Both of which were of 3-page audios that I had written, called the Dark Mage series. The basic premise for it is that deep beneath the castle in this one kingdom, poetically called the bottom of the world, there's just like this shadowy entity called the Dark Mage. And it was locked away for so long that people had kind of forgotten why it was locked away. And kind of forgot that it was that she was even there. But she's still there. She's still very much alive. Because not really a human at all. Just like some kind of eldritch being that looks vaguely humanoid. But yeah, the main premise is that you, the listener, have been poking and prodding about, and then you found her. And then you talk. A lot. I'm really looking forward to doing some editing on that. Maybe if I'm really, really lucky, I can do some editing during the stream or just after the stream. One of the reasons why I'm kind of reluctant to do that is because I run several programs at once that might be a little bit CPU heavy. And what I'm doing already is, like, a lot. I'm already balancing, like, a lot of programs right now. Hello, Black Wolf. It is so very good to see you again. How have you been doing? I hope you've been doing well. And a warm hello to all of those lurking in chat. Hi, it's good to see you. Have you been drinking water? I really hope you have been. You be taking care of yourself, okay? Glad to hear it, Black Wolf. Winter says self-care is a scam. This I will have to disagree with the council over. Self-care is necessary. Drink some water. Does monster count as what? No, it does not. Drink water, Nyx. Will be a good kitty, don't you? Does nothing count as water? No, it does not. Nothing does not count as water. Go and drink some water. Please. Please drink some water. Please. Please drink water. Please take care of yourself. Thank you. Not to say that hot cocoa or monster aren't good, like, options for fun. And indeed, I like, I enjoy drinking my Monster energy drinks as well as also my, chocolate milkshakes and strawberry milkshakes and milkshakes of any kind, so long as they are thick and creamy. But I also remember to drink some water, because water is necessary. Thank you, Black Wolf. It's very good to hear that. Thanks, Gwen. Cloud looks very, very pretty in a dress. Makes me wonder. The game from a trans femme storyline perspective is perhaps an interesting headcanon or take. I would definitely like to see a sort of Final Fantasy VII fan game where Cloud discovers who she really is. Definitely also has potential for some shenanigans, as it so often is a chance for shenanigans. I would definitely like to see a huge JRPG that features a trans woman as its main character. I think that it would be a very interesting sort of game. And it would not cease to piss a lot of, like, the phobes off. I mean, can you imagine it? The Red Hats would be so pissed off. Nick says I'm currently making art out of the word gamble for my homework. Huh, I see. I wonder what level we'll be able to get at. Maybe level 30 or level 32. I hope your homework goes well, Nix. Is it particularly stressful? I kept misspelling gamble in Morse code. I'm sorry. That's gotta suck. Hello, Rhea the Dork. First stream I'm catching live. Hey, hey everyone. Hello to you as well. Please, pull up a chair. Get yourself nice and warm. And take a sip out of a nice sweet drink. We're so very glad to have you. Rhea says, howdy, been a fan for, I think, a few months now, actually. Since the fall, if I remember right. Love your stuff and glad to be here. You can just call me Raylul. Alright. It is lovely to meet you, at long last, Ray. If you're comfortable telling me, what's your favorite of my work so far? Foxo Quality Assurance. That just sounds like something I might write. Hi, Emma. So very good to see you. Ray says, that's tough. Really love the vampire stuff. The jester one, the villainous ones. There's too many to choose. Gosh, I really need to write another vampire. Such a strange thing to say. It's, I need to write another vampire. I like writing vampires. I especially adore writing, like, the feeding scenes or whatnot. Drinking juice with water? Very good. Good girl. Hello, Fizz. It's very good to see you again. John says, I'm so sorry my mom was dragging on something random, like it's good to listen, but I was trying to see you. I'm so sorry. And your voice is so beautiful in all your ASMRs. Thank you so very much. Hello, Nathan. Very good to see you. As a question, John. You are a guy, right? Most, if not all, of my videos are for a femme audience. Those who are, you know, trans women or cisgendered women. And people who align with the feminine identity. So, this isn't meant as a jab or anything. I'm actually quite curious. What draws you into my audios? Why do you listen to them? Ray says, oh, the feeding stuff is good. I remember the cranberry juice I had a while back and going, oh my gosh, I'm in my vampire era. That's quite alright. definitely look forward to playing the rest of this game after I do this challenge. This is, well, I think it's my second time playing any part of Final Fantasy VII. I haven't really gotten that far into the game when I first started around. I think it was just after I met Aerith, I think? Oh, I see you, John. Believe it or not, I asked you a question. Deep breaths. Everything's okay. I'd love to, Nyx. You can post it in the art channel on the Discord server. Deep breaths, John. Everything's gonna be okay. Hello. Nice, I shall have to go and have a look-see when I'm done streaming. Emma says, yeah, YouTube's weird about that for some reason. Yeah, sometimes YouTube doesn't know what comments are passable and which ones aren't. Which is so wild to me because they so often allow transphobia to go through. John says, I just want to speak to her. Why? You are speaking, it's just that sometimes YouTube has a bug. I swear to you, it's not a conscious decision on my part. Believe me, if you were banned from the stream, you'd know. Nathan says, I mean, I like your audios because of the stories told in them. Thank you. Next says, I would submit the assignment, but my professor messed up the submission page. I hate it when that happens. When there's just bugs in the code. One of my biggest worries was that my project folders would get corrupted. And it's especially, like... It's especially hard if it's like a 3D animation that you're submitting, which was so often the final work. Nick says, oh right. Nick says, I lost 50-50 to Inefa's weapon, wanted Columbina's weapon. Boy! How come you lost and got a Nepha's weapon first try when I was looking for a Nepha's weapon and I lost first try? It's not fair. Roy says, me remembering my response draft for a class of mine is stuck in limbo because there isn't a submit button. It's pain. It's utter pain. Ray says, I may or may not have gotten Columbina on the first 10 pull. Oops. Next. I worry for you, Nex. Having a gambling addiction sucks. Nick says, don't want to spend more money to get our weapon. Fizz says, I wrote my first Save for Work script and now I don't know what to write. Lol, my work in progress stack is hip height. Ray says, oh, I feel that I had to do that to get Lainey and Farina back before Natlan came out. Nick says, my luck in Genshin sucks. John says, are you kidding me? Hey, John? We need you to take a breath, hun. Everything's gonna be okay. It's just a stream. It's quite alright. Just need you to take a breath. Fizz says, writer's block is fun. Yeah. Speaking as someone who has suffered through it for like months. Oh, goodness gracious. Writer's block sucks. Nick says, I'm gonna keep playing Genshin. I got Mitsuki. Nathan says, at Nyx, I know how you feel. I lost 50/50 on her banner and got a mono when her banner went live. I don't know why, but Inefa as a character really clicked with me. And then I got her weapon, and then I stopped playing. Ray says, I actually have like this juice blend that's lemonade, mango, and some spicy habanero. Combined it with some peach mango splash just now. Ray says, enough, I need to pull for her. Well, so long as you can pull for her safely. I definitely don't recommend gacha games. As much as I like Genshin in some areas, I can't recommend it. Because the gacha system's bullshit. I hate gacha systems. Let me earn the characters. Don't, like, make it a monetary requirement that I must gamble. I like Robot Girls. Robot Girls are great. Why do you think I write so many AIs and so many robot, like, androids or robot houses? It's okay, John. Ray says, literally, yeah, I wish you could unlock via completing character quests. Like, at the end of a Nefa's quest, you unlock a Nefa, which would have been immensely hype. Because I think I would have more fun with the stories. I would take more time in the world. But in a lot of ways, a lot of the mechanics in-game feel like you need to have a lot of different characters to unlock certain areas. Like, for example, there was one particular area that required, like, 3 earth pylons to be lit up at the same time in order for a door to open. Only they were spread so far apart that you couldn't get Noelle to those places. Which is, like, one of the characters that I successfully got as my freebie. So it kind of feels like if you don't look out and get characters with certain elements that can, like, do certain tasks, you're just shit out of luck on certain quests. Hey, Aaron Dash. Thank you so very much, Nyx. Are you spending money to gamble on the gacha for a fox? For the Nicole Foxo? Wolf says, do you like Detroit? I've never played Detroit Become Human. Ray says, wait, OMG. Robot girl infected with vampire virus. That's such an interesting thing, especially if you view vampirism from the lens of a curse. Typically, I kind of envision it as a biological attack, so it might not have any effect on a machine, an artificial person. But if you look at it from the lens of being a magical thing instead of a biological affliction, it opens the door to so many interesting things like, okay, you have a machine afflicted. Now, instead of craving electricity, it runs on blood. Mankind is dead. Blood is fuel. Hell is full. John says, for some reason I'm lagging or you couldn't see my text here. Way it works now, thank frick. Nick says, that's what I thought when I had done my first character quest. Ray says, however, the Yuri, especially with Bina and Syndrome, Lama and Nefer, Genshin knows I'm a lesbian. Well, I got Benny as my freebie. Oh gods, yeah. I'm reading through some of these, chat messages. I apologize if I can't get to them all, but I really want to. Ray says, gee, wait, if you were a Genshin character, what element would you be? Fire. Fire is typically my element. John says, Cutiefox, I got a question. Have you ever seen Something Went Wrong Island? It's so transcending, beautiful, and majestic. The song as... You should take a listen sometime, worth the listen? Maybe, maybe. I also had a question for you, John. The question was, I presume you are a cisgendered male, right? Why for do you listen to my FRF content? Because I'm genuinely curious as to what you find appealing about it. Emma says, oh yeah, John, don't know if you answered already, but what do you... Oh, yeah. Emma asking the question that I was asking. Yeah, perhaps, John. Perhaps. Ray says, yes, you get it. Nick says, oh, I have to try to draw a comic page for my sequential art class. I see. Nathan says, I was about to type, that's just V1. Yeah, V1, but android girl instead of robot of unaffiliated genders. Ray says, take your time forever. Ray says, ooh, comics, I remember doing those for art class. I've never been to an art class, except for, like, the animation classes, which... Do animation classes count for art? I think they do. I think they do. In which case, I just told a lie in saying that I hadn't just now. John says, yeah, I am, and I just listened to it for 3 reasons. 1, they're hot. 2, I need something to hook on to, and 3, I'm bored as hell. You know what? Valid reasons. Nathan says, sentient GoPro with a gun. This GoPro. Winter says, I'd say. Ray says, yeah, animation is art, I'd say. And Winter says, but I'm not artistically inclined. I think I'm, like, artistically inclined. I think so. I think I am. I just desire to make things. I have desired to make things from the very moment that I realized that I could. The only thing that really drives me crazy is because I really want to draw. Because I really want to make video games as well. And I feel like if I can draw, I can do more. But I suck at drawing. No joke, I legitimately suck at drawing, and I have fallen off of practicing again. Ray says, might be graduating with my bachelor's in interdisciplinary arts in the fall, so fingers crossed. Oh, good luck with that. And Ray also says, I mean, you're a writer and voice actress, so you're definitely an artist. John says, and also Cutiefox, don't take this as harassment, but you're cute and spicy. Just, I'm sorry, your voice! All good. Thanks, Fizz. Very much appreciated. I really just need to, like, stop having a crisis of conscience every single time that I look down at my hands or a pencil or paper and just grab them and do shit with them. Thanks, Emma. Believe it or not, John, Emma's actually one of my partners. Oh, and Emma! You're cute. Never forget that. That also goes for all of you as well. You adorable listeners, you. Nick says, my keyboard went French. Bye! Thank you so very much, Black Wolf. Nick says, yeah, Foxa knows what she can do with the voice. Nathan says, also, one of the ideas for a video game was about an android being controlled by a sentient computer virus that wants to rule over humanity by controlling everything. Which was actually the prompt that I had in my head when I sat down to write the Kylium. Winter says, I want to visit my partner again. I hope that you're able to accomplish that very soon. I certainly know that being a distance away from those I'm romantically interested in is incredibly hard. But, believe it or not, next month I am going to be leaving the state to go and visit. Going to be going to the state of Pennsylvania, which will be the first time that I've been to the state. It'll be the farthest east I've ever been, as well as the farthest north. So I am incredibly interested to see how this will work. Nick says Council has called me Chaos as such, not cute, but Chaos only. Unfortunately, the Council has no power over me. Do you like it when my voice gets that dangerous? The Council has no power over me. Thanks, Ray. John says, I'm so sorry, Queen, but I have to go to bed. I love your streams. I'll be back one day. Have a great day and night, and you guys have a good one, too. Thanks, John. Wolf says, oh no. We're doomed. Emma says, you too. And Viz says, beans. Winter says, you can say that, Nico, but that doesn't change that you're still adorable. Well, thank you so very much, Winter. I appreciate the compliment. Ray says, I'm more of a gremlin jester type, but hey, we're all here for a good time. Indeed. Indeed we be. We're not here for a long time, we're here for a good time. Ray says, gods, I love this new keyboard. I've missed the gamojis. Fizz says, hey, yo! like milkshakes. What's your favorite drink, if I might ask? I don't know if I have a favorite drink right now, but I think the closest would have to be the green tea that I had at... oh, a very lovely person's house. Wolf says monster, Nathan says lemonade, and Sliminor says shonk. Shonk, 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 shonk. Such a nice little vocal stem is shonk, 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 shonk. Henry says lemonade. We've got 2 lemonade lovers here. Oh goodness, why did I say it like that? Ray says, but strawberry milk and chocolate milk too. Ooh, I like chocolate milk too. That's a very, very good one. Winter says cherry sodas. Those are very nice too. Sweetling Hume. One of the things I really like to do for fantasy audios is instead of calling humans humans all the time, especially if you're, you know, a non-human listener, well, not human listener, but a non-human speaker, is, humans aren't necessarily the default, and thus they're called humes because... Ray says lemonade stand ASMR where your vampire neighbor lures you in with blood lemonade. Believe it or not, I think there's actually like a yonder scenario that has something to do with lemonade, if I remember correctly. Ray says, OMG, wait, I forgot about sodas. This is rock-flavored water in a tall can. Emma says, tough call. Right now I think maybe hot spiced cider? Nice. I don't know if I've had that. I may have, I don't remember. Ray says peach soda. Ah. Nick says Genshin is lagging too much, so I'll stop for now. Winter says red wine is also yummy. Are you a vampire, O Winter Council? Fizz says, you know the brand. You know the brand? You know the band? Nick says, gotta be drawing Foxo new. Oh, are you gonna be drawing me, Foxo? Emma says, yeah, I got this powdered spiced cider mix that's tasty. Just add water and all that. Ray says, fuck, I just remembered sangria, my belangria. Winter says, I'd like to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Poor dear. There's just something also about vampires, isn't there? It's the neck biting, isn't it? I think that also can really, really appeal. To just have a creature that is just so strong atop you, pulling you in and then biting your neck. There's something in that. It's quite the statement, isn't it? Ray says, see, the struggle is, do I want to be the vampire or be with the vampire? Emma says, food? Oh, you cutie. Wolf says both? Oh, yes. One of the things that I especially adore with vampire audios and just adore doing in general is making unique transformations. I also I think I did it in Struggling Prey as well, where the listener struggles because she legitimately does not want to be a vampire, but the vampire overpowers her anyways. Because a vampire does not give a shit about what you want in that moment. It's just what they want. And if they can turn you, and they want to, they fucking will. Winter says, just because I bite my partner doesn't mean I'm a vampire. Suspicious. Fizz says, I would fold so easy, lol. I bet you would. Fizz. Ray says, honestly, the really tempting thing too is especially the chase of it, like challenging them to get you bratty style. Oh, that is great. I like that. I like that a lot. Ray says, that'd be fun. Wrestling and testing how well they can control you. Especially if they're really strong, too. There's something about that that's really, really nice of a thought. Well, here's the thing, Ray. I write what I like. The audios are as much for me as they are for you. Ray says, so I can tell, lol. Hey Ray, have you listened to Delphi yet? I definitely give that one a recommend, because it is a little bit of a departure from how I write yanderes, typically. Emma says, reminded of that meme, I don't insert action because I'm insert thing a person can be. I mean, I do, but that's not because I'm thing. Oh, yeah! It's the Men in Black Will Smith meme. I mean, I stole this one. Ray says, oh, interesting. Emma says, I don't bite my partners because I'm a vampire. Yeah. Yeah, you just bite them because you're incredibly gay. And the best part about it is that I am incredibly gay as well. Touché, little prey. Ray says, the Will Smith meme of him showing off his wife on the red carpet, ideal vampire dynamic. Winter says, if she didn't want to be bitten, she wouldn't be so biteable. I shall have to keep that in mind. Just for future reference. Oh, don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm not going to be causing any trouble at all. Absolutely no trouble. You can trust me, can't you? Ray says, ooh, but a werewolf listener with a vampire yandere keeping puppy on the leash. That'd be fun. Do you like it when I say things with that sort of growl to them? That's something I've been learning to do. Is simply just learning how to suddenly make incredibly dominant growling sounds. And Ray's comment is just, like, incredibly right for that. Keeping puppy on a leash. Oh dear, you've been a little bit bratty of late. I think you just need time to sit down and think about things. Like that. Ray says, I think it's neat. I wish I could growl, but I've been told I sound like a chihuahua. And Ray says, yes, you get it. Nick says, hey, Foxo, know how to growl? Oh, hey, Foxo, know how to growl. A statement rather than a question. Fizz says, oh god, not again. Ray says, I love that, it's so fun. Hands leash. Oh, handing me the leash. How cute. What delightful prey you are. Nick says, my computer's slow. I'm sorry. That sucks. It really does suck. Wolf goes, wolf whimper. Nick says, I should restart it, but meh. Meh. Wolf, you've given me an idea. Because... I don't know, something about your reactions just gave me the idea, but... Who is your alpha? Yeah, and I know that's completely, like, debunked science and all that jazz, but we're already knee-deep in it. And I don't know, I just still find it incredibly nice. Ray says, lag gets us all. Ray says, Omegaverse moment? It's something that I just happened to stumble into. I know that it sounds like I'm being incredible. What does it sound like I'm being, actually? Like, trying to put distance between myself and Omegaverse Fix? Because I know of their existence. It's just, for the longest time, I didn't. And still knew about this pseudoscience bullshit that was being, like, peddled for the longest time before realizing that it was false. And just thinking that it was a really hot concept anyways. Didn't even know Omegas were a thing until after I found out what Omegaverse was. Ray says, sounds like you're a furry, joking. Oh, no. Really? Does the tail and the ears not give it away? Nick says, I was drawing, I had to do a double take. Fizz says, choked on my water, hell of a way to die. Please don't die. Winter says, in a mood. Ray says, AO3 enjoyer? Yes, actually, incredibly much so. I just don't browse Omegaverse tags. I actually browse through a set of completely unrelated... Well, are they completely unrelated? I'm pretty sure AO3, it's going to be tangentially related at some junction. I have actually written a couple of AO3 fics myself. That's something that just hasn't really made it into what I would consider safe for YouTube print. Ray says, no shame. 95% of my pals are furry, so I know a lot of lore. Hey, Cloud is level 29. It's great. Winter says the guy who published the original alpha research became the loudest critic against it when he learned he was wrong. Nick says, more in a cat, will you? And Sam's the Yeet God himself says, stand ready for my arrival. Welcome! Just kind of looks like a bit of choppiness on my end. Fizz says it's a risk I take when I listen to your streams. Emma says, no, damn you, John YouTube. Yep, John YouTube's fucking up. Yep, John YouTube is fucking up. You know what it could be? Oh, actually, I don't know. Ray says, nope, my internet might be slow now. My hubris has caught up to me. Thing is it could just be me, my end. Fizz says, uh-oh, YouTube having a fit. Ray says, John YouTube's standing next to me, preparing a warning shot for being too silly with it. Huh. Also, a thing that some of the viewers here are aware of, but you might not be aware of, is, generally speaking, the tags that I, read a lot of, happen to be those in the HDG side of AO3. Which is its own can of worms, cats, foxes, and other assorted things. Also suspiciously full of roots and vines. Ray says, huh? Yeah, HDG. Ray says, oh, vines, huh? Yeah, do you not know what it is? Glitchy Robo made a really wild fic on Read Only Mind years ago. Rewrote it a bit, and then reposted it on AO3. I actually became aware of it after I had, finished writing the first couple of episodes of the Kylium Insurgents series. Basically the race of robotic maids that had come down, invaded, and their individuals had, assimilated into the homes of pretty much every human on this planet. After I was done writing those audios and posting them, overwritten in the Kylium Insurgents, I started noticing a bunch of comments talking about HGG, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And some comments said, oh, the Human Domestication Guide. And my brain took that, tilted, and I instantly went, the what? The fucking what? Yeah, that was my legit reaction to it. It's like, the fucking what? You don't hear stuff like that and then just act normally afterwards. You just kind of, you glitch out a little bit. You tilt your head, you look at the sky funny, and you just go, what? What? Which was me for the next 10 minutes after I found that out. The fucking what? Yeah, and then I read it, and it was basically along similar lines to what I had written, just with plant overlord aliens that keep humans as pets, rather than what the Kylium were doing, which was not quite domestication, more just sheer pacification. Like, they wanted humanity to be cooperative partners, not pets. Not like what the Afini were doing. So yeah, you can imagine a little bit of my shock reading the original fic and going, ah. Oh no. There's a reason that it's referred to as a little bit of, a trans femme, it's sort of like a cognito hazard for trans women. Because in a lot of ways, it's wish fulfillment, and in a lot of other ways, it's nightmare fuel. But both kink and horror keep in the same household and often share the same bed. They dance the same waltz, as Epiales might say. Interesting, like hypnosis? That's what the Afini do, actually. The Afini have, like, so many fucking tools to hypnotize, like, anything. Anything that has a brain that can be hypnotized, the Afini have evolved a method to do so. Like, for example, you might assume, because of how they look, that they are just naturally humanoid. No, they're plant aliens that are naturally shapeshifting. They have prehensile vines, lots of which have, like, flowers that contain xenodrugs of any kind, both in, like, administered injectionally and in aerosol form. Those sorts of xenodrugs, as they're called, can be used to incapacitate Terrans incredibly quickly. And they have, like, a wide range of applications and effects. Like, imagine a futuristic HRT that is just so potent it can make you look exactly like you want within just, like, a month. Like, a month tops. But you will just be noticing changes all throughout after taking them. And it's just super HRT. It's one of the reasons why it's called wish fulfillment. It's because it's just fucking addicting. They're anti-capitalist, not communist, because they kind of just, like, eliminated need altogether, because they have Star Trek replicators that they've called atomic compilers. Frey says, OMG, like aphrodisiacs? Yeah, that's actually Class A's. Class A's do that. Class B's, I think, are memory alteration. It has an entire alphabet of xenodrug classifications. You could probably find one on the web somewhere. Not only that, but they have, like, these eyes with the texture of hammered metal that are just filled with, like, changing lights. And these lights can sometimes indicate what the Afini is feeling, what sort of mood they are. But they are also, surprise, surprise, a hypnotic element. It is incredibly easy for a Terran to just fall into a light or deeper trance, depending on how long they're staring. Not only that, but they also have an organ that is, like, basically their hearts and brain combined. It's the core. And an Afini core is typically within their chest and is like a concentrated blast of what their eyes can do. It is incredibly soothing. Thank you so very much for the $10. Got no idea what to write here. All good. It's all good. Ray says, I guess you really shouldn't take them lightly. Fizz says, that sounds like a trip and a half, not gonna lie. Oh, they've actually got psychedelics too. They have so much in the way of sensory exploration. They have all of the positive effects, and they have purified it so that there are none of the awful side effects. But nothing's perfect. Nothing's ever quite perfect, but the Afini come damn close to trying. Naturally, in exchange for replicator technology and all of this wonderful advancement in medicine and technology, you might expect that the cost is incredibly great. And in my opinion, it is an incredibly high fucking cost of, like, you forfeit a lot of what... In the HDG universe, you lose primacy. It is the ultimate form of cosmic horror in that regard. Because human beings are no longer top dogs in the universe. They are they are, for lack of a better term, they are... Gosh, I don't quite know how to say it. They just aren't up to Afini standards. The Afini have more efficient technology, more powerful technology than what the Terran Accord had at the time of them encountering each other. When the Accord encountered the Afini, they went to war incredibly quickly because the Accord realized that the Afini were an existential level threat. And the Accord you can think of as incredibly late-stage capitalism under an authoritarian regime a la the Hunger Games or modern day. And it's also set in the 2550s, basically 500-ish years, 525 years from now, where humanity has attained faster-than-light travel and has actually encountered a number of alien species within the galaxy. The Afini were the greatest challenge, and humanity were not even players on the board. You might think that we were players on a larger chess game. We were the board. Because instantaneously after humanity, declared war, one of the things that the Afini did was to make sure that all of their fighting efforts were aimed at them. They legitimately wanted humanity to focus entirely on them and not to fight each other in, little rebellions over this sort of stuff. Because they wanted to spare casualties. They wanted there to be as few deaths as possible to maximize happy savants. They call other species savants or xenosavants, and not people, because Afini are the people. Frey says, focus entirely on them, huh? Fitting for this channel. Afini see humans, they see Terrans, they see every alien species that they've ever run across as being adorable. Because that's just how the Afini are. They don't hate. They don't, hate the sentient species that they've come across. The only things they have come even the closest bit to disliking were just horrible living conditions. Sickness and death. They despise these things because they hurt savants. Because they bring about nothing but misery. And it's one of the reasons why they look on, concepts such as capitalism with disdain. And they see it as just another method by which Terrans have hurt themselves. Because capitalism is just generally awful. Ray says, wait, now I'm hooked. Is this what some of the hive mind stuff you've done takes from? Well, actually, some of the stuff that my hive mind stuff takes from, I just do that off the top of my head from, what I want to do. There are very few hive minds, to my knowledge. They're more common in, the Afini Compact, which is their system of, decentralized government. In the words of a particular Afini, I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but the Compact doesn't do fair. They do happy. That's one of the reasons why the war against the Compact happened. They don't do fair. They do happy. the treaty that was signed between the Terran Accord and the Afeni Compact is called the Domestication Treaty. It lays out, basically, the legal doctrine on how Terrans are to be treated. An Afeni, it is like a core fact of the universe that Afeni cannot abuse or neglect a sapient being. They cannot neglect them, they cannot abuse them. And they are highly imperialist, as seen by the fact that they invaded in the first place. They could have easily just, like, left humanity alone. They could have left the Terran Accord alone, but that isn't their nature. In their minds, they have the technology, they have the infrastructure, they have the energy requirements, so they just go in and they fucking do it. Ray says, OMG, we happy few moment. Well, here's the thing. In We Happy Few, the entire country is starving, and they rely on drugs to ignore the fact that they're starving. In the Compact, you're not starving. All of your needs are met accordingly. You're not being misled, you're not being tricked. Contrary to it, it's just, you are legitimately just outclassed. In every possible way. There are just like a bunch of fics that I've seen in which it does not matter if you are declared an independent. It could just simply be that an Afeni finds you particularly cute. You know, beyond which, you know, they see all sapient xenosaphants as being adorable in some way, but if they see you as being particularly cute and they take a fancy to you and they decide they want to adopt you, they will, whether you like it or not. And it's more likely than not that by the end of your first couple of weeks in that Afeni's care, you'll like it. Because they've mastered they mastered brain chemistry. For lack of a better term, they are masters of how your brain functions on a chemical level. Their Class Cs can make it so that you essentially bond with them quicker. Because we have bonding chemicals. We are pack creatures. And we pack bond with things incredibly quickly, like, you know, dogs or cats. And the Afeni can exploit that by giving us, like, Class Cs and make us incredibly attached to them. So yeah, in the end, it does not matter if you advocate for your own independence or not. If they want to, they'll just take you. And it's incredibly scary thinking about it. Lovely day for it. Emma says, We Happy Few is rather more dystopian. Afeni try to provide the best possible quality of life and focus rather a lot on well-being as opposed to just happy chemicals alone. Yes, correct. Ray says, right, it's been a while since I saw stuff of the game, so I don't remember off the top of my head. Lovely day for it. And Emma says, HGHG is like, you could be the brightest scientific mind humanity has, and you'll still be less knowledgeable than the average Afeni. And they'll think it's adorable. Ray says, oh, that's wild. Cosmic horror indeed. Yeah. That's not even getting into the core worlds. They're not from this galaxy. They're from, I think... Fuck. Could be M16 or Triangulum, which are incredibly far away from the Milky Way and Andromeda. And the thing about the core worlds is that you get into, like, planet-sized Afeni. you get to where they originated as a sapient species, and it quickly becomes more stereotypical cosmic horror, because you start to see things that you cannot begin to describe. No, there's a galaxy called Triangulum, I believe. Fizz says, oh, it's adorable. Oh, it's traumatized. Poor Petal. Oh yeah, they do that a lot. They tend to call, like... They tend to call, those dear to them. We'll just say Petal or Flower. Ray says, reminding me of this one song I listened to recently called Rosetta Stoned by Tool. Huh. Ray says, and psychological too. Oxytocin, I think it's called, like the pair bonding thing. Tool is a great band. Yeah, from what I've heard, indeed. Indeed it is. And now my brain is just stuck on the Affinity Compact, and it's stuck on the topic of what this universe is all about. It really is like a cognito hazard. It's a joke, but I legitimately think it is relatively cognito-hazardous. Because you listen to it, and then a part of your mind just starts to long for it in a way. Because you've got these things called the atomic compilers, which I've mentioned before, and don't you just want that? Don't you want the ability to make anything your heart desires in an instant, with no reason to buy anything anymore, with capitalism being completely abolished, with places where you can go out and visit people, you can visit beings from across the stars and just be able to understand them, come to be friends with them. It's like, then you start not even worrying about a lot of the things that I think you should be kind of worried about. Because it becomes such a potent desire. And Barret is almost level 29! Ray says, oh, cognito hazard because it sounds like a utopia if you don't think too deeply. I see the game now. And now I have to bring up the more unfortunate bits, because there always will be unfortunate bits to this all. And I do think that HDG has its own weaknesses and its own downfalls. Because as good of a fiction series as it is, and being said, I kind of adore it, because I don't like to delve into the forbidden territories, as they're called. The original author, Glitchy Robo, has a very strict set of rules on the ways you can write in this universe. And one of... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save really quickly. I'm gonna do so anyway because we just gained a level on both, but I'm gonna look up the rules really, really quickly to writing in this universe because... Oof. Yeah, the writing guidelines for it can be incredibly strict. And in a lot of ways, I agree with the rules. Yeah, glitchy robo. Ray says something, every media you love is not immune of, to criticism and flaws. Yes, and I do have some supreme criticisms. To quote the wiki, rules. Unlike narrative axioms, the HDG rules exist for out-of-universe reasons. They're in place not because transgressing them would result in a story that doesn't mesh with the themes of HDG, but because transgressing them is unhealthy or even dangerous for the community. If you have a story concept or a lore question that runs up against the rules, please reconsider what you're doing. Rules. Don't discuss children, reproduction, or anything related to them. The HDG universe is unavoidably immersed in kink. Even if you write a story that's totally free from on-screen sex, there's no avoiding the inherent kink dynamic that the Atheni bring to literally everything they do. It's baked into the structure of their society. It's for this reason that we disallow the discussion of reproduction, children in the context of Atheni, and topics related to these issues. This applies not only to human reproduction, but to xenosophont reproduction and even Atheni reproduction. Obviously, every character in HDG was once a child, and in the case of stories taking place well after 2554 CE, must have been children at some point while there were Atheni around. This is fine, provided that said childhood exists totally off-screen. Limited reference are permissible so long as they don't imply interaction with Atheni. For example, talking about playing a lot of particular video games as a kid is okay, but talking about having an Atheni teacher in high school is not. All on-screen characters must be 18 plus at the time of the story. No exceptions. I agree with this rule. I think it's fun. It, however, completely destroys any chance of it being like a universe worth talking about as being real in any sense, which is good, which is really good. I think that it's good that the Atheni don't exist, and I think it's really good that they don't exist even for some of my longing for their technology. Because once you run into these problems, it becomes incredibly horrifying at the drop of a hat. Ray says, oh gods, yeah, they should not exist as much as the technology is cool. Yes! Precisely! It's one of the things that actually made me a little bit uneasy writing in the universe, because my brain gets to thinking about logistics, and then I pause and think about it, and think about it, and think about it, and just feel a growing pit of anxiety in my stomach. And when I feel that pit of anxiety open up in my stomach, I suddenly don't have the appetite to write anymore. It can suck. It definitely interacts with my writer's block, and it sucks a lot. Because again, I kinda like writing in this universe. Racist, like, you can't write anything in that universe because of the inherent dynamic that is like the linchpin in everything. Fizz says anxiety sucks. Nick says, kinda want the snow. Ray says, shaking your hand in writer struggle. Shake, shake, shake. One of the things that I'm actually thinking about doing, and this is just to pivot back into more positive light and positive discussion, one of the things that I'm planning on doing is just, like, narrating the chapters that I've written for some of the fics that I've done. And just posting them for free on my Patreon, so that people can listen to the fics that I've written in audio format. I think the first that I'll do is a Cup of Prosperity. Yes, it is a pun. I wrote it to be a pun. I think it's a clever pun. Cup of Prosperity is a crossover fiction between Helldivers 2 and the HDG universe. So you, instead of the Terran Accord, you have Super Earth. and instead of, like, OCNI or the Accord Navy or, you know, the Cosmic Navy or anything else from that universe, you just instead have Helldivers, you have super destroyers, and you have all of the technology that comes with it. The basic premise of Cup of Prosperity is that you follow the journey of a Helldiver by the name of Anna, who is one of the longest-lived Helldivers in, like, in the game's history. Granted, because, like, the average surviving Helldiver lasts for about 15 minutes before they're killed. So the fact that Anna managed to survive for so long is like a miracle in and of itself. Ray says, I keep hearing about Helldivers, but I haven't gotten into it. What's it about? Okay, have you heard of Starship Troopers? Because if you have, it becomes a lot easier to understand. But in case you have not, let me run you through what Starship Troopers is. Starship Troopers is kind of a parody movie about authoritarian dictatorships. Most of the movie takes place in a kind of propagandist framing. So that's what Super Earth is. Super Earth is a police state. It is heavily militaristic and is fighting a war on 3 fronts right now, to my knowledge. You have the Terminids, which are, like, from the Starship Troopers series. They are the arachnids from Starship Troopers. And then you have the Automatons, which are basically just Terminators. Created by cyborgs who are, like, the predecessor to them from the first Helldivers. And then you have the Illuminate, which were once, like, a peaceful race that Super Earth kind of provoked into aggression. So you can imagine, you have this particular setup. You have Helldivers being sent down to die in, like, essentially a pointless war. And you know what? I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to read out the premise. I'm going to read out the premise because, screw it, we're going to do it live. I'm not going to be reading the fic here. I cannot. I cannot read the fiction here. Oh shit, one of my favorites has been updated. When was it updated? Huh. Huh. Gosh. Sorry, I just got distracted. So this is the tagline for A Cup of Prosperity. The war's changed again. Helldivers have been going missing on missions lately, and the squids themselves have been acting oddly. Anna's mission is simple. Dive down to a planet's surface, find a missing Helldiver, and safely extract. The Illuminate will not claim another diver for their twisted experiments. That's it. That's the tagline. It has the hook. Something is going wrong in this war, as it so often does, and it's up to this one Helldiver, Anna, to fix it. She does not encounter the Illuminate on this planet. She encounters something far, far more dangerous. And yeah, my AO3 name is the same as my YouTube name. Sue me. Say what you will, but at least I am consistent with my branding. You think you've seen it? You think you've seen Cup of Prosperity? Your AO3 name, that is. Huh. Oh, gee, that's crazy. Could be, could be. I don't leave many comments. Most of the ones I think I have left are on HGGFX, so... Who knows, maybe you already have known all this and I just info dumped. Nick says, Foxo info dumping is adorbs. Ray says, no, literally, I love hearing people info dump about what they enjoy. Do it forever and ever, and live with joy in your big, beautiful heart. Oh, thank you. Much appreciated. Nick says, I hope to join one day in your Helldivers games. One day. I would definitely like that. Emma says, so Foxo info dumping. Life is good. Hello, Wolf. It's good to see you. I feel happy. Yes, I've info dumped. But now I feel happy that I have. Fizz says the happiness is infectious. It is. It's incredible. I like feeling this way. For once, I don't feel as self-conscious about sharing as I typically do. Of course, that might fade after the stream ends. It oftentimes does. Don't worry. It's not anything that anyone has done. I just tend to feel really guilty about sharing. Ray says if you see a violet in your kudos, mayhaps it's the sound of an intrigued jester gazing upon the writer's wares. Ooh. How cute. Thank you so very much. And I look forward to voicing these chapters. Especially after I, finish writing the 4th chapter and then editing the first 3. Definitely gonna be something that I will poke a mention to. Emma says, yes, society tends to make people feel guilty about info dumping, I think. Fizz says, I look forward to hearing them. Ray says, el problema es capitalismo, I believe. Yes, it is a curse. On account of the curse.
AI this, AI that. Hey, I'm not going back to prison, so help me move this body, Stunad.
Which is actually a video that I heard one time. I think it was on Gianni's channel. Gianni Matrigrano. I also recommend looking up the channel Physics Duck, otherwise known as Chris Bowden, because combining learning about engineering, electronics, and listening to someone with, for lack of a better term, violence-flavored Dr. Seuss. Ray says, wait, I love that channel. You do? Awesome!
You wanna see something cool?
Nathan says, wait, sorry, what about Gianni? Yeah, Gianni Matrigrano. I actually did I didn't voice one of his skits, but just a couple seconds ago, I just mimicked one of the videos that he did. Luke Correa is also a really, really good one, yes, Ray. That the shit you see just keeping king will never cease to kink a crease in your piece. I don't want to know what happened. Let us not dwell on your past. What I'm concerned with is your future at a different company. And of course, one of my favorite quotes from Mr. Bowden is, I suggest emphasis towards deference, using me as a reference, because as a result of your Mephitis, management asked all the rest of us and then made me your nemesis, cause I'll fire your ass with prejudice! Nick says, done to the goofs, I had to pull into a gas station. The sweet tea rant lives free in my head. Ray says, I bet you pronounce pecan like like pecan too, you 4 seasons happen, piece of shit. Ah! Was his deeds? Ah! Antesh says, I love Gianni's Columbus stuff. I think he's the VA that does those. Yeah, he is.
Notice that the generator is on and yet the fuse is in my hand. Ray says, Fox, do you know the green M&M copy pasta where she tells the guy to get Bambi for the PS4? Wait, what? I do not know that copy pasta. Please copy the pasta and post the pasta in the chat. Please. Please. I beg of thee. Nick says, fix my goof, please. Nick says, time to get back on the road to my house. Em says, Gianni Metrograno, was it? Ray says, okay, hold on, let me grab it. I'm intrigued. Yeah, I'm intrigued too. I want to read it. I want to read it bad. This is fun. I'm having a lot of fun right now. Nick says, so far people do know how to drive, so no issues. Ray says, now listen to me, young man. I am talking directly into your ear now. I need you to do me a favor. You will do this for me. I need you to go to GameStop and I need you to ask the bastard working the counter if they have Bambi on the PS2. If you come back empty-handed, you'll be in big trouble, mister. You'll never see the light of day. That just tickled my funny bone. He's funny. It's funny. Ray says, yes, my jester work here is done. Oh, please don't go though. Not yet. Yeah, it was funny as fuck. Roy says it's getting late for me, so I must retire for the night, but this is a great first stream to tune into. I plan on streaming tomorrow if things hold well, so I hope to see you tomorrow as well. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Ray says, take care everyone, have a lovely night, and thank you all. Thank you, Ray. Good night, Ray. Gosh, that was great. That was amazing. If anyone wants to post any more copy pastas into the chat, I would not be opposed. I would definitely love to read them. You know, just to have some extra laughs. Whee! Fizz says, thinking about drawing some. Maybe the creativity will start flowing again. Ooh, interesting hypothesis. I hope it works out. Ooh. Ooh. Owl noise? Whew. Boss, I think someone at the workplace has been possessed by an owl. You think someone has been replaced by an owl? Whew. Such riddles can only be answered by the Mind Goblin. Wolf says that the thing we don't... My apologies. Antash says, I'm just happy right now because my university is back in session and now I can do my work in the tunnels under buildings. Awesome sauce! Nick says, made it home without having to curse anyone out. Congratulations. People knew how to drive today. It's always good. Sometimes I have a recurring nightmare that I'm still trapped in Cali. It's not a fun recurring nightmare.
So my goal is to get the characters to level 30, at the very least. At least for this stream. Quick AFK? Understood. See you soon. Or as the other parents would say, see you soon. The way that they said that in that movie was just so creepy. It was great. So, you're back, and you brought vermin with you. You know I love you. Eve says, Nico, what have you been doing the past 4 streams? What? Did you notice what we were up to? What we were up to in the upper right corner? We're scared? Okay, take a look at their levels. Level 2929. The stream name is The Long Climb to Level 99. We're getting them to level 99 in the first reactor building. You says you're still in the same area, running on the same pipe. He says, are you okay, Nico? You've been grinding for 30 days in the same spot. Your AI bugged. Does yours need an update? Okay, to answer your question, Eve, I'm okay. I'm just doing an insane challenge because I felt like it. The challenge is to get to level 99 in this reactor building. He says, nuh-uh. The fuck you mean, nuh-uh?
Okay, I promise you, I can definitely reach the end of this challenge. Eve says, we have decided against your decision. What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna come over to my place and make me stop? We'd like to see you try. Just gonna come over here and then distract us? Nick says, Fafoxo, fear the uppy. No, I think the puppy is absolutely adorable. After all, I love dogs. Wolf says, Wolf. Yes, that includes you as well, Wolf. Eve says, Nico, we're scratching from the inside of your walls. That's what it sounds like. So you just pop in the stream, realize that we are at a higher level than you were expecting, and just went, what? Eve says, you have Discord unmuted, right? Well, during streams, OBS automatically mutes everything. I can't unmute it. So if you wanted to, like, call, then we could call. Oh, look in DMs. Okay. Phone is right in front of me. Let me knock these enemies out real quick. The call sound was us scratching in your walls. Oh. Well, I wouldn't have known. Because my phone is all the way volumed off, so that I can, like, look at the comments while I'm gaming. Alright, so just gotta take a second to look at my Discord. There is a missed call. A ongoing call. He's in the walls. She's in the walls. She's in the goddamn walls. Okay, give me a second. Just as a quick thing, do you mind being on stream, Eve? Do you mind being on stream? Alright, I will call you back. One for the bit, one for the call. Right, I'm sending out a call. Hello. Hi! Hello. Welcome back. Hi. Hello. Oh, you cute puppy, you. Oh, absolutely precious. Would you like scritches behind the ears? Scritch, 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 scritch. Adorable. Yes, Eve is very quiet because both Final Fantasy VII and Discord are being streamed on the desktop audio side of things,
But if I volume up the desktop audio, both Discord and Final Fantasy VII have their volumes increased. So I then would have to weave a tight balance between voluming it down and... Well, I mean, also it's just, like, turned down in the OBS settings. Such is technology in the way of things. You eat computers? No. Cute. Nick says, can't you use the audio mixer on the PC? Nick says, I use that sometimes when I'm in column playing my gacha games. Let me see, actually. That sound... All good. Give me a second. Just going to... Speak. Good girl. Good girl. Right. Continue to speak for me, dear.
Hello,
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear her now?
The dog. The doggies. Whoa.
Yay, they can hear you. It's great. And yes, we are running back and forth on this same pipe.
I still don't get it. Is this
don't...
something that, like, other people do?
Well, this is a challenge that a couple of other people have done, and I decided that I wanted to do for bragging rights.
Huh.
One of the things that I eventually want to do is do a speedrun to get the Excalibur 2 in Final Fantasy IX.
Whoa.
I don't plan on, trying to do the speedrun as my first ever playthrough of the game. I want to play through at least a couple of times beforehand.
Listen, if you learn about any speedrun tricks, then the vanilla experience of a game is lost. Because you will always know that if you clip into a wall, you can actually just grab every single NPC's items for free.
That works with Bethesda and, Skyrim games.
Yeah!
But not so much with Square games. Not so much with Square Enix.
The simple little trick that speedrunners like to use, save editors.
No, because that's cheating.
No! That's awful.
Yeah, and I don't want to cheat. I want to accomplish it. I want to accomplish the speedrun in under 10 hours.
You want to put the whole fast into the game.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy my first couple of playthroughs of Final Fantasy IX first. I want to experience the story, and I want to, figure out what the game's about. And after I've had, a good amount of time to explore the world, enjoy the characters, and, figure the battle system out, etc. and so forth, then on a separate save file, I'm just gonna go ham and try to get the Excalibur 2 as quickly as possible. If possible, I want to stream the attempt.
That just reminded us, we know absolutely nothing about any Final Fantasy game because they're also fucking different.
Yes, isn't it nice?
It's something. Makes our head hurt. That's what it does.
The very first Final Fantasy game that was ever made was supposed to be Square's very last game. That's why it was called Final Fantasy to begin with. And then it became like a huge commercial success, and so they made another one. Kept the bare bones.
Why can't we go for some more niche lore, like stupid bugs that are in the game?
I don't know of many in Final Fantasy VII, but I do know of a really fun glitch that you can pull off in Final Fantasy XII. It's called the Immortality glitch.
Oh.
Yeah, it is as cool as it sounds. And it can only be done on like some of the earlier versions of the game, like the original PS2 release and the international version, not the Zodiac Age. Because the Zodiac Age has an updated graphics system, meaning it can actually load more than one big animation at a time. But in the original PlayStation 2 release, you could actually overload it. You could overload it and make it so that a single character can't die. They can't interact with anything, but they can't die. After I'm done with this particular group of enemies, I'm going to go to the specific page that accounts how you activate the glitch.
Sorry, we weren't able to pay attention to like any of that.
All good.
We got lost like line 3. We got lost line 3 and we couldn't find our way out.
Emma says, why can't Bethesda be more like Square? They also made a game that was supposed to be their last and was a massive success, but then they turned to the dark side. Yes, they did. Yes, they did indeed. Oh yeah, there's also a simpler glitch in the game that's simply called the Immobilize glitch. First, you have to understand that Final Fantasy XII does not operate under a turn-based combat system like previous games. It actually works more similarly to an MMO. You have a menu that you can use to initiate combat with certain enemies, but beyond that, you can actually just hit a button and just flee from them entirely. The encounters are just ones that you can find in the open world. So what you would do with the Immobilize glitch is you would use it on a character, and then since it's that character's immobilized in place, you can simply walk to the other end of a map, and as soon as like the immobilized character is far enough away, you can switch your party leader to that immobilized character and back again really quickly, and it will despawn all the enemies.
Oh.
It'll despawn the enemies, you walk forward, you see them in the distance, and then you just switch back and forth, constantly forcing the enemies to despawn.
Huh. The fuck? Careful, that sound is what you use for cat girls.
Oh. When the player's riding a chocobo and the timer is nearly run out, they can open the menu, change equipment, and return to extend the duration by 1.8 seconds. This can be performed repeatedly to ride a chocobo indefinitely.
Incredible.
Ah, the dead character glitch is what it's actually called. Yes, it is called the dead character glitch. The dead character glitch is a glitch in Final Fantasy XII, found by the user Final Fantasy XII NLBLLGLEELER. It involves dying during an Esper's dismiss command animation, right when the character's action is about to begin, trapping them in a state of being flagged defeated, but remaining on the field, standing in place, not doing anything. Having a character like this on the field delays the enemy's cinematic or effect-consuming attacks indefinitely. If the right amount of effects are in use with a dead character on the field, it can render the enemy harmless. Any attack that prompts the X is readying Y message to appear on the top of the screen is delayed forever. This glitch only works against enemies that use effect-consuming attacks. Meaning this trick works against Yaya's map, but not against Omega Mark 12, as Omega only uses a basic attack which has an effect value of 0. The glitch is somewhat difficult to perform as the timing is very precise. The easiest way to deliberately cause the glitch is by employing the Petrify status, because petrified characters are flagged as defeated and essentially the same as the KO status. The player must first inflict Petrify on a character who has access to an Esper and their gambits turned off. Petrify on Final Fantasy XII works like gradual Petrify in other Final Fantasy games, and sets a timer before that character turns to stone. That player can get the Petrify status simply by using a gold needle with the Niho Palaloa accessory equipped. The Niho Palaloa basically reverses the effects of items. Curatives become harmful. And vice versa. Once the counter is in place, the character must summon an Esper, and right before the petrifying counter reaches 1, the player must activate the character's gambits, with a gambit where the character uses a mote of some kind onto themselves. Any item that has a delay before being used works, as the first priority. Self-full emote, scathe mote, dark matter will work. The player must then dismiss the Esper. When the counter is almost at 0, the player must open and close the menu until the number 0 appears on the character. Then enter the menu and change their equipment, such as by removing the character's weapon. If the timing is right, the character reaches the action stage just before being petrified, and the glitch activates. While petrified characters are normally removed from battle, as with KO'd characters, the glitch causes the petrified character to remain on the screen, albeit unable to do anything. In the event all other characters are incapacitated, the game will softlock rather than result in a game over. This glitch works in all versions of the game. The dead character glitch is also able to block enemy combo attacks such as ram and poke in the PlayStation 2 versions, but is unable to do so in the Zodiac Age. I say this with much reverence and adoration. I fucking love that glitch, because it just exemplifies so much of what Final Fantasy XII is about. It is wild, it is wonderful, it is mostly airtight, but it has a whole host of its own really, really fun bugs.
How much do you know about Super Metroid speedrunning?
I know very little, if at all, because I've never played Super Metroid.
Then we think that you should actually look at just the speedrunning wiki for Super Metroid or something, because holy shit, the bugs in that game. All of them have their own fucking names, too.
Also, there's another annoying bug in the Zodiac Age version of 12, in which, during a specific cutscene where you're running away from an enemy, where actually you get to choose whether or not you run away from that enemy or not. If you choose to run away, there will be a pair of treasure chests that will never respawn.
Yum. 8 of the treasure chests.
Yeah,
Gone
the
in our
treasure chests are
tummy
just
forever.
gone forever.
Gone forever, never to return. You don't get your gold, loser.
You do not get your items back. Genius. Your cowardice has its own perils.
How long does this take normally?
Would you like the precise timetables for these sorts of challenges?
Yes, please. I guess.
Okay.
Whatever you have to offer. Mhm.
Leveling Cloud and Barret to level 99 in Final Fantasy VII's first reactor is a famously extreme, pointless, but achievable grind, requiring hundreds of hours of repeated low-level encounters on the first screen to accumulate massive experience. Over 87,000 encounters for Cloud.
Sorry. I can't count that high. Can you say that again?
You can't count that high?
Nope. Not at all. Can you say the number again? Please.
Basically, it'll be over 87,000 encounters for Cloud.
87?
87,000.
87,000?
Yep.
That's like at least 10 more 87s. What the hell? Who did this?
Who did this? Are you asking who did this to me?
No. Who did this?
Who has done this sort of
the
thing?
entire thing. What? Who?
Circle Master's done it first. Well, I mean, I don't know if he did it first. I remember he was documented as being one of the first. This is the sort of challenge that can go on for real-life months. And has very famously just maxed out the time counter.
Please don't try and do this for months.
At
least not straight.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely not going to be straight. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to take longer. Because
it's probably going to be gay.
On stream.
Oh no.
Yes, it is. It is going to be. I'm doing it for the lulz, and because I can. I bought the game, I'm going to use the full game.
I'm going to pry the game open and eat it.
Poor Evie cannot comprehend.
Yeah, no, we don't know a lot of things, so we can't comprehend a lot right now.
Emma says it's gonna be you beat me to it, lol. Horrors beyond Evie comprehension.
Oh, there were horrors? We thought we were talking about Final Fantasy. It's a horror game? What the hell?
Well, I mean, 7 can be considered a horror game.
Ah, spooky, jump scare.
Not so much jump scare as it is just the terror. Hi.
What? What's up? Hello.
Also, boop, Eve. cute. We adore you, friend.
You can't do that on stream. That's
Of
evil.
course I can do it on stream.
That's bullying.
Is it really? I mean, if you really want us to
We
stop,
didn't say
will.
stop.
Are you okay?
Yeah?
What were you about to say?
No. Wait, no, what did we say last?
I don't remember. I just remember saying that if you really want us to stop, then we will.
We said we didn't say stop.
You cutie.
Ah. Mean. What the
Am I really-
fuck?
Am I really mean?
No, not really
Scratches
mean.
your head.
Ah.
Scratch, 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 scratches behind the ear. Good puppy.
Puppy.
Yep. Good puppy.
Yeah. Yuri.
I'm gonna say something that might set you off a little bit. By the time I get to level 45, I'm not even halfway done.
Oh, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Because despite the fact that the levels, you know, technically go from level 8 to level 99...
Yeah, no, it's not going to be linear scaling. Like, no
Yeah.
RPG has ever really done that.
Yep. Which means at level 45, I'm only 10% done.
Yep.
Congratulations, next.
Just reminding us of the crowd clapping around Shinji.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Amedata, 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 Amedata. It's our favorite fucking bit. Clip, we mean, from the show.
We've never watched it.
It's really different than what we were expecting when watching it. But we also started with watching the rebuilds, which is like the remakes. But then they also like aren't good, or not good, but like different than the original by a lot. We don't know.
Do you recommend Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Yeah, no, it's still a good show. It's just like there's a lot of moments that make you go, what the fuck?
Well, granted, there have been like a lot of TV shows and movies that have made me ask that question due to how either
No, but it
ridiculous
makes
or
you go, what the
horrifying they
fuck?
are.
It makes you go, what the fuck, in both like the best and worst ways possible, because there's so many. It was very late 90s, like shonen, which is like not the best.
So not the best, but not the worst.
The show is really good, but it's just like there's a lot of things that you wouldn't expect in the show. And in the first movie.
Me and Akira watched a movie called Tokyo Godfathers, which was incredibly
You mean like it
interesting.
might betray your expectations for such like a show that's been hyped up as like a really fucking good show?
Back attack. Those sneak attack Shinra fucks.
Oh wait, is the challenge like from the start of the game? Like, is this the start of the game, like the first
Yes.
combat encounter or something?
Well, I mean, this isn't like the first combat encounters, but this is the area with the save point.
Oh!
So if I ever need to, I can set it down and resume it during another stream. However, someone has actually done it all in one sitting, technically. Just keeping the game itself running and hibernating the laptop that it was running on. A laptop specifically prepared to run the game. Shall I tell you what happened to that run?
Say.
Cloud's level 30, by the way. But
Yippee!
it is actually the point in the game where you can have random encounters, but you aren't given the opportunity to name Cloud yet. So instead of, it is basically just called the Ex-Soldier 99 run. Where you get the Ex-Soldier to level 99.
We see.
You cannot save because you have to go further into the building. What happened is at the very end of the run, it crashed. The game itself crashed after Cloud reached level 99. All the progress was immediately, like, erased.
Shit.
Yeah, what actually happened was during the playtime, during the, like, throughout all of the sleep and wake cycles that the laptop itself had went under, Steam had crashed. And because Steam had crashed, but the game was still running, when Cloud reached level 99, the game attempted to send a message to Steam to say, hey, give them the achievement for having a character reach level 99. And because the game couldn't reach Steam, it crashed.
That doesn't sound right. The checks don't crash games like that, do they?
Well, actually, I did watch a video
Because
in
Steam
which it
saves your
explained-
achievements for like what you've done.
Well, here's the thing, Steam had crashed.
Oh.
The game was trying to communicate with the Steam server, but because Steam had crashed beforehand, but the game was still running, the game tried
No,
to
but that
communicate.
doesn't. Even if there's like network stability, that shouldn't make the game crash while doing that, because like it sends it to some place in your computer first, not directly to the servers.
Well, I honest to goodness don't know what to tell you. A lot of other creators have replicated the exact circumstances
It's probably
that the crash
something.
happened under.
It's probably something about an overflow, or something else, like something else that's like really common.
Nixon, and this is why you save often. The entire thing about the challenge was that they couldn't save the game. It was in the first area, they could not save the game.
That makes it sound like they ran out of, like, time on an arbitrary counter that, like, when it overflows, it crashes the game. Like, time played.
Well, they actually had it tested with both Steam inactive and having it active, and when Steam was active and able to communicate with the game did not crash. Whereas when Steam crashed, it also caused the game to later on crash, because they couldn't.
No, we can believe that part, but we just don't believe that it would be, like, because of an achievement thing. Because that feels like it would just crash Steam and not Final Fantasy.
Kind of feels like I'm not explaining things properly, or we're miscommunicating somewhere.
We don't know. Just talking about very specific things.
Jack
Very
Frost says
dumb
computer
things.
lore? Computer/Final Fantasy lore. Nick says I'm betting corrupted files. Honest to goodness, don't know. Don't remember. Emma says, in an unrelated vein, I'd also recommend From and Severance, though the tone of those two is very different. More spooky-like. I'll bet. From what I've heard of Severance, is basically just... It is very dystopic. I could not foresee creating an entire alter of myself, an entire psychological clone of myself, simply to live an existence of work, while I don't experience any of it. It feels wrong to me. You still here, Eve?
Huh?
Still here?
Physically.
Mentally, not so much.
Mentally, we're trying to decide a Steam game to play.
Oh, any popping into mind?
Maybe Balatro.
Do Balatro.
Bolero.
Bolero?
Bolero.
Figaro!
Wow.
Up.
Electro is attempting to launch, but it's not opening.
Hey, Kirk.
What?
Huh?
What did you say?
Oh, we made a sound that we heard during one of the early seasons of Red vs. Blue. It became like a bit of a vocal stem. Emma says, yeah,
Okay.
it's fascinating as a premise, but definitely wouldn't want to condemn another me to a life of nothing but work. Yeah,
That'd be funny, though. You say do it.
The thing about it is we have a psychological code that says that if a clone of ourselves is ever created, and if they have our memories for any reason, that they'd be entitled to the name and the life. Because we don't see the point in unnecessary suffering. We're either die for each other.
Like free citizen type thing. We don't remember the name of it exactly.
Emma says severance, the horror of employment. From the horror of being stuck in a small town. Winter says, if you clone your wife, is it still monogamy? Fascinating question. After a while, psychological deviance dictates that eventually they will become two different people.
Okay.
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 Nick says I'm gonna make mac and cheese for dinner. Very good.
Oh, can we have some? We're hungry.
Oh, we've got some here. We can make some for you if you want.
Yuri.
Yeah, come over here. We can cuddle. Yeah, if you want. I take it you do not want?
Huh?
We don't
Sorry,
know how
we-
to parse the sounds
We
that
live
you
in
make
like,
sometimes.
we were making puppy sounds. We don't remember what about though.
I basically made mention of like cuddling or something, and then you made sounds.
Wow.
Sometimes I just don't know how to parse sounds that are made, and don't know if it means that we said anything wrong or not, so...
No,
that's
it
why
just
we
means that
sometimes
you
recoil.
don't. It just means that you don't speak puppy language.
Oh, foxes, puppies... two different things.
You're not the same thing, yeah.
I can be an incredibly, like, literal person at times. It's to, like,
Just-
avoid the
no,
ambiguity
just-
of sarcasm and other things.
That's just being autistic. Or ADHD, something like that. I think that you were diagnosed as Fox.
I have been diagnosed with FOPS.
Whoa.
Nick says it's 10 p.m. for me. Let's see, what time is it for me? It is currently 9 o'clock for me.
It's 9. When did we... We don't remember when we last ate food. Oh, that's like forever ago.
Go nibble food.
We're gonna go get food.
Good girl. Wolf says it's 4 a.m. for you. Winter says I'm simply... No, we're not doing that. You are going to compliment yourself now, okay? You're going to compliment yourself now, right? Look at my eyes, I am not blinking. Oof, that actually hurt my eyebrows a little. Need to avoid doing things that hurt the eyes. It's okay, Black Wolf. You can call me Mistress if you'd like. Winter says, I will be good when my wife is done with her Final Fantasy XIV raids and gives me attention. Good girl. Good girl, Wolf. Good girl. Have you been drinking water? Have you been eating food? Well, it is 4 a.m. for you. I don't know if it's at all acceptable for you to be eating food at this hour. I do not know. But I will request that you drink some water. Atta girl. Nick says, I'm just watching my mac and cheese spin in the microwave. Spear. 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 Antash says, damn, catching indirect good girls over here. Oh, Antash. Do you like being called a good girl? Good girl, Antash. Nick says, this is why I'm Chaos Cat. And yet you are still such a good kitty. Fizz says the melatonin is kicking in and Kitty keeps calling check good girls. What a time to be drowsy. Good girl, Fizz. Such a good girl. Ernsash says, I don't think the key smash went through, but no, you cutie. Black Wolf says, Mistress, I'm a good puppy. Yes, you are. You are indeed. Good puppy. Fizz says I'ma head off to bed. Good night, chat. Good night, cutie. I shall catch the next stream. Sweet dreams. Good night, Fizz. Thank you for catching the stream. Good night. Nick says one of my mac and cheese is ready, so I'm gonna eat that before making the other one. Antash says, enjoy that mac and cheese. Nick says, I'm also drinking water, so self-care. Huzzah! Thank you, Nyx. Nyx is such a good kitty. Good, NB. Indeed. Indeed, Nyx. You're such a good kitty. I'm proud of you. We're closing in on it. Closing in on our goal. Slowly, slowly. Getting there. Seminor says, I'm good, Slime Cube?
Yes, you are. Such a good slime cube.
I love your voice, Seminor. Nick says finish the first one and on to the second one. Emma says, ooh, I had no idea you were cubular. Seminor says, I'm a gelatinous cube.
A very cute one.
We're back with Chef Boyardee.
Welcome back. Barret's almost level 30.
Hell yeah.
Alright, and... ta-da!
Whoa.
Wing.
The number! It went up!
Yep.
Yay. Blah, 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 blah.
Ta-da!
You know, we straight up don't remember our voice training.
You don't remember your voice training?
We don't remember our voice training. It's not... It feels weird.
In a bad way?
Yes.
We're sorry. Is there anything we can do to help?
Head pats.
Sweet. We can do that. Anything else?
More head pats.
Pet, 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 pet. Aww. Such a sweet thing you are. Aww. Cutie. Would you like cuddles?
On stream?
Would that be acceptable?
I don't know. You live in the States.
Yeah, we are semi-puritanical, aren't we? But I'm also somewhat, like...
No, it's because you live in the States. And you know who doesn't live in the States? Dogs. These dogs. You okay? Sorry, it's just your VTuber looked really sad.
Well,
Like off in the corner, eyes closed. No, stop crying.
Nicole,
Sorry.
I'm gonna call you Nico. Says, not gonna lie, you sound like Yolan from Genshin Impact. Ooh, do we?
We haven't
do
played
this
Genshin in
for
forever.
Wolf says,
What
piece of
even
cake.
was Genshin about?
Aaron Tash says, places I wish I didn't have to live. God, this country sucks. Yeah, unfortunately it does. Nick says I have to hear her voice again. Nico says, that would be a nice nickname. Get it? A nickname. Ah. Would you prefer them to be called Nick? I just messing up a little bit just to make sure that everything is well and truly balanced in terms of audio. Because I noticed that my right audio channel was also being incredibly loud compared to the left. Nick says, Bison says, yes! Yes!
Now we have Nico, Neko. You forgot about Nico. There's 3 of them.
Nico, Nico, me.
That's not right.
What?
That's not the line.
What? What?
Wah. Wah, wah, wah. No, it's Ed and Nettie, but it's like Nico, Neko, and Nico. Cat babble.
Blackwell says, the Nyan Cat.
I wasn't into Nyan Cat as much as I should have been as a kid. Restricted access to Nyan Cat made us less susceptible to rainbow cats. We don't know where we're going with that.
The Nyan Rebellion has begun.
Wow.
Nya, 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 nya. Nya.
Oh shit, be right back.
Oh, I'm planning on closing out the stream fairly soon.
Okay then, bye-bye.
Bye, boy.
It was nice to be on stream with you. Goodbye.
Bye. It was lovely being on stream with you as well. She's absolutely amazing. thank you so very much for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. A very big thank you for coming out today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Please make sure you get adequate rest and some really, really good food in your system, as well as water. Please be drinking water still. I won't ask again. Please drink some water. Very good. Thank you so very much. Anyways, that will be all for me today. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.